Now in Fox 56 News at 10, we hear from police after a young child dies from a car explosion in Nicholasville.
Also ahead, a Fayette County student is facing charges after bringing a gun to school. Find out why school leaders say the potential threat was short-lived.
And forest fires are continuing to burn in parts of the state. We'll look at when drought conditions could subside.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Marvin Bartlett.
And I'm Andrea Walker. We begin with a tragic story out of Jessamine County where a child was killed in a car fire. The Jessamine County coroner has identified the young victim as 4-month-old Briley May Gill. The incident happened around 11 o'clock this morning on Eagle Nest Drive. Witnesses told police they saw a man working on the vehicle when it blew up. He then took off screaming that a child was trapped inside, and sadly that turned out to be true. Area schools were placed on lockdown while police searched for the man who they are referring to right now as a suspect. He was ultimately found at UK Hospital where he was being treated for his injuries.
So currently our detectives are investigating this as a death scene. We are covering all of our bases just to make sure that we do our due diligence in investigating everything.
It's still unclear what sparked the fire. Investigators are speaking with the suspect as part of the ongoing death investigation.
In Cynthiana, investigators say they have a person of interest after a live pipe bomb was found today. A cleaning crew found the device outside a rental property. The hazardous devices teams from Lexington Police and Kentucky State Police helped dismantle the bomb using a robot and an X-ray unit. Evidence is being sent to the ATF's Maryland lab as Cynthiana police continue their investigation.
A Fayette County student is facing charges after bringing a loaded gun to school. The incident happened around 8 o'clock this morning. District leaders say the gun was found in the student's backpack after it triggered a metal detector. Principal Scott Loscheider sent a letter to families crediting the school's safety protocols for not allowing the weapon to enter the school's hallways or classrooms. The student is charged with bringing a weapon onto school property, which is considered a felony under state law. Additional charges are pending.
It was a frightening morning for folks in one Jessamine County neighborhood where a fire destroyed one home and left 2 others badly damaged. It happened at 3 a.m. on Cool Breeze Drive. Crews battled the blaze from 2 different sides since the fire broke out between 2 houses that were tightly packed together. Access to water was scarce, and crews had to bring tankers on the scene. Residents in the area jumped in quickly into action, checking on neighbors and calling the fire units.
You know, neighbors coming out to help neighbors, and that's great to see that, you know, they heard the need for help and they came out and started those initial 911 calls, which is what got emergency services here to take care of the rest of the problems.
Chief Eads also tells us a few animals were possibly in the home when the fire broke out. The cause is still under investigation. New tonight, Laurel County deputies are looking for a missing teenager. Jade Roberts was last seen around 4:30 this afternoon off Cowden Lane, about 8 miles southeast of London. She's wearing a blue hoodie and black pants. Authorities say it's possible she ran away. If you know where she is, call the Laurel County Sheriff's Office.
As moderate drought conditions continue across eastern Kentucky, so does the increased threat for wildfires. 28 counties have burn bans in place right now. You can see them on this map highlighted in red. Several of those counties are in our viewing area, including Knott, Knox, Magoffin, Morgan, Perry, Rowan, and Wolfe counties. Officials with the Kentucky Division of Forestry say 8 fires impacting around 5,500 acres are still active at this point. 40 are contained and 158 fires have been extinguished. That's a significant improvement from last week, thanks in large part to teams from across the country who've traveled to Kentucky to help. It's a welcome sight for local firefighters who are really starting to feel the effects of their efforts.
Crew fatigue, mental and physical fatigue is really starting to set in. We are really encouraging folks, be aware, be fire wise, know if your county has a burn ban enlisted. And even if your county doesn't have a burn ban enlisted, we really are strongly encouraging folks, please do not burn.
Several of these fires are being investigated as arson. Forestry officials are encouraging anyone who sees suspicious burning to contact their local police department.
Well, it was nice and warm out today, but rain is on the way, and hopefully that can put out some of those fires.
Yeah, we need it. Meteorologist Justin Esterly joins us now with when we can expect those showers. Justin?
Hey, good evening. One more day of dry weather with warm temperatures before the rain finally moves in to round out the week. Friday is the day we're going to see those scattered showers roll across the state. Tomorrow, though, looking a lot like what we've had today. Oh, going towards 70 again tomorrow afternoon under a clear sky, plenty of sunshine. Here's the fun part. It's going to be likely our 6th 70-plus of November this year. On average, we typically only see about 3 days above 70 for the month of November. So we're going to be doubling that already here, and we're halfway through the month. Tonight, temperatures do cool down a little bit. 50 in Lex. We got 46 in Richmond, 41 in Danville. We're going to continue to see those temperatures drop through into the low 40s for most. A couple spots maybe slipping into the upper 30s briefly. For the most part, we've got a clear sky coming our way. That cold front will miss us completely, so we're actually going to stay on the warmer side of things as we head into tomorrow. Taking a look at tonight's forecast low, Fort Lexington 42. Couple spots could hit the upper 30s. Southwest winds coming at you pretty light. We're going to talk about those rain chances and recap that warmth coming our way too, all in that full forecast here in just a bit.
Thank you, Justin. Today marks 1 year since a man was killed on the job at the Toyota plant in Georgetown. Diego Garcia's family and friends gathered outside the plant today to call attention to his death. They say Diego was tragically killed on the job after a heavy object fell on him. His parents feel that the accident could have been avoided if the proper safety measures were in place. They hope their son's death will encourage other employees to be more mindful on the job.
Keep that in their mind when they're doing their jobs. If they can keep that in their mind, and we want them to keep remembering, and then I believe that Toyota can avoid another major accident like that.
We reached out to the company today about the anniversary. They sent us this statement saying in part, quote, "Our deepest sympathies go to Diego's family and friends. Employee safety is a top priority for Toyota, and we continue to work closely and cooperatively with the investigation." After the accident, Toyota installed a memorial at the Georgetown plant to honor Diego.
The judge in the murder trial of Brooks Houck is being asked to recuse himself. Houck is accused of killing his girlfriend, Crystal Rogers, in Bardstown, a woman who's been missing since 2015. Prosecutors have filed a motion arguing the judge in the case, Charles Sims III, should not recuse himself. Previously, defense attorneys for Houck asked the Kentucky Supreme Court to remove the judge after they claim he showed bias against their client. Chief Justice Lawrence Van Meter sent the motion back to Judge Sims to decide for himself if he should step away from the case. If Sims decides he is not biased, then Van Meter will review his reasoning and rule on whether Sims will stay or be removed.
Police in Whitley County are asking for help finding a missing woman and a 4-year-old girl. Brittany Slaughter and Chloe Darnell were last seen together in the Ova Lane area of Canada Town. Fox 56 tracked down a family member who says Slaughter is Darnell's cousin, who she's had custody of since birth. They last spoke with Slaughter about a week ago, but the child hasn't been seen since September. The relative says Slaughter drives a red Nissan Altima with a black X on the hood. Deputies say the woman has family in Ohio. They're asking anyone with information on the pair's whereabouts to give them a call.
Jefferson County Public Schools is launching a new system to help bus drivers. The new system was created in response to complaints raised by drivers about a lack of student discipline. With the new online system, drivers can make notes and send them in real time directly to the bus compound coordinator, who then sends reports to school administrators. In addition, every bus compound will now receive daily in-person support from climate and control staff members.
The 11th annual Winter Care Drive, Coat Drive, is underway now in Lexington. The event, sponsored by the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, is named in honor of local domestic violence advocate Diana Ross, who passed away in 2018. New or gently used coats can be dropped off at Chase Dry Cleaners, Bluegrass Cleaners, the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, and Republic Bank locations across the city. The event runs through December 15th.
President Biden and China's President Xi met in San Francisco today for the first time in a year.
Coming up, we'll see how the talk went as they touched on everything from the fentanyl crisis to Taiwan's independence.
And later, it's a shiny place to rest and reflect. We'll take you to a resort in Kentucky where guests enjoy a vintage vacation in the spirit of the bluegrass.
The first 10